watching FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Parr. We're at Surface's first day of the show, and I'm in this large Mannington Mills space. You guys are very crowded here. And I'm with Jimmy Tuley, the president of Mannington Mills, and with Terry Marchetta, the vice president of design. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Yeah, really exciting morning. Yeah.
Excited to be here. Thank you, Ken.
So another year, and one of the things I want to point out with you, Jimmy, we just did a focus on leadership with you. It's in this current January issue. Thank you so much for doing that. And it was nice to hear a little bit about your background, playing for the University of Alabama as a kicker. Very interesting background.
Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you putting it out there. I think any chance I have to talk about, kind of where I came from and some of the influences I had in my life, are just a lot of fun to reflect. So I appreciate you doing it. Really good.
And it's kind of nice that family's important to you, and you work for a 110-year-old family company, right?
It is amazing. I can tell you that I've been here now for 13 years, and I hope to never work anywhere else. I love the family. I love Keith. I love Zach. I've had a chance to work for both of them, and the experience has been fantastic. And I've had so many different roles at the company over the years that it's just continued to keep me active and learning and on my toes. And I work with such a great team. Terry, Al, the whole group, fantastic, yeah.
So we're going to focus on hard surface in this segment of the video. Why don't you tell us how's business?
I think if you look at the overall market, we're not going to get a big lift this year, right? I think there's going to be no rising tides that raises all ships or anything like that. But we are very optimistic. We've invested heavily. You're going to hear from Terry in just a second. One of the largest LVT launches that we've had in a long time. You're going to hear from Al in a little bit around Phoenix with our nylon launches that we have. And we're really trying to be very focused and intentional. We really want our sales teams to have the bandwidth to go and tell our story with excellence. So it's very important. We got a great story. We got a great team. The other really nice thing is that we are very early on launches. Our nylon launch shipped this week. So we're coming out into the stores right away. This is coming out the 1st of March. And we're going to be earlier than we ever have been. And we're going to hit the ground running with selling season.
I called Zach earlier this morning, and he said the last couple of months with you guys have been pretty good, right?
Yeah, they have been. Again, I think that's been a function of a lot of work over a couple of years. Our supply chain is as good a shape as it's been in a long time. Our designs are looking fantastic. Our sales team has matured over the last couple of years. Our partnerships with our distributors are fantastic. We really are kind of all pulling in the same direction, and it's amazing what you can do when that happens.
We're standing in front of the Dura selling system, which is what you're known for. Terry, tell us a little bit more about what's going on in the show here.
Yeah, so actually we have a huge Adora launch this season, which really kind of focuses on the idea of personalization. We're seeing consumers more and more just wanting spaces that are kind of unique and different. They want their environments to really showcase their personality. So they're using a lot more antiquated items like furniture pieces, as well as family heirlooms in their decor, creating spaces that are a little bit more transitional. So as you look around the booth, you're going to see that we've used a lot more traditional materials where we've focused on the realism by focusing on areas of the aesthetic where consumers find meaningful. For example, we've increased the length of our Adora and our restoration plaques to 60 inches this season, giving the consumer more decorating options. We've also really honed in on the realism by using our technologies like True Detail, where we've expanded the amount of plaques and tiles that we launch in a design, mitigating the amount of repetition that happens, getting closer to the real material. In addition, we focused on surface texture, especially in our tiles. We've applied nature form glaze technology where it reflects light and gives you more depth and dimension and a more tactile feel, very similar to natural stone. And we evolved our bevels. A few years ago, we launched Crafted Edge. We transitioned last year to Tumbled Edge, and we have a new one called Sculpted Edge that's more simple and modern and perfect for those refined looks that are trending this season. So with that being said, let's get into a few products. So new to our restoration collection this season, we're launching a new pattern called Everest. It's a beautiful European white oak visual that hosts our new length of 60 inches, allows us to really showcase all the variation that is associated with European white oak. To the surface, we applied an in-registered wire brush embossing, as well as our new sculpted edge, creating a look that is more sophisticated and refined. In our wood category, we're playing upon the idea of personalization. We're adding a brand new format to our Provence pattern that's been with us for, I think, about 5 years now. People love it, right? Because it's got hand staining, it has a lot of natural variation. So we've taken this hickory pattern and we've created a new format of 7 by 35, creating this ability to now create herringbones, showing the consumer how you can transition a traditional flag with something more customized like a herringbone. And we're adding 2 new colors, champagne and blanc, in this herringbone that is really eye-catching. And finally, when you look around the Adore booth, we have a lot to talk about, but I'm going to hone into 3 specific ones. The one is Gala, and we're doing something different here. We're highlighting a new species. It's a fruitwood. It's actually an applewood species that we're showcasing in a 7 by 60 inch format. And this length really allows us to play up the realism. There's a lot of spalting variation, mineral lines. To the surface, we've created a low gloss, hand scraped embossing, and we've combined that with our crafted edge, creating a look that can transition both modern and traditional interiors. We're adding a pattern called Timber, which is a poplar species, and this is going to also be showcased in the long length of 60 inches. This is more simplistic. We intentionally remove the knot holes, all the imperfections, creating a clean visual with a very fine wire brush finish and our new sculpted edge, making it look more refined and simplistic. That's going to come in 3 beautiful natural colors that we're very excited also about. And finally, I want to talk about this guy right here. This is Basilica, beautiful stone tile that is showcased in our 12 by 24 format and hosts our true detail technology. In essence, we created double the amount of copy, creating more variety and variation in the stone so that we can really show off all the mineral deposits and the veining and the color play that's indicative of the stone. To the surface, this also has our nature form glaze technology. The surface actually reflects light. It gives you depth, it gives you dimension, it gives you a tactile feel, very similar to stone. And we've also applied the tumbled edge, so it looks hand set, and our painted bevel to simulate the look of grout. So as you can see, as you look around the booth, we kind of pulled out all the stops. We've leaned into these technologies, and we've created some really good fashion-forward products.
It's amazing. I don't know how you get this all done. How is it you know what the consumer's looking for?
Well, we put a lot of time and effort in our research. Specifically, we research color and material trends, and just every year it just happens to come together very easily.
Well, just to brag on Terry and her team, I think that there's a ton of work, a ton of research, and there is no stone unturned, kind of literally and figuratively, when they go looking for style and design. And it is a unique selling proposition for us and an advantage. The fact that we don't take anything off the shelf when it's all designed by our team from scratch. And it just shows year after year after year, people are always commenting on what great style and design comes out.
You must be doing something right because we're having to guard the edges of this video shoot here. You got so many people in here. It's great to spend time with you. Again, been talking to Jimmy Tuley, the president of Mannington Mills, and to Terry Marchetta, the head of design. And you've been watching FloorDaily.net.